Hey, what's up everybody? Created a new logo. I'm going to start the videos out like this with the new logo. Drop your opinions in the comments. I would really appreciate it. So MJ Trades, Bulls and Bears University. All right, let's get it. So we're going to talk about DraftKings. Okay, as you can see on the chart, higher highs, higher lows. The bottom part of the trend line resting right on the 20-day moving average. Every time there's a reversion to the mean after the higher high and higher low, we take a bounce higher. Now I want you to look at the RSI indicator, especially around the 1st of June. We pop up to 92.5 on the RSI. That seems high. But if you look at the RSI trend, you'll see that we barely get below 70. The last time we were below 70 was in early March, which was what? During the pandemic, right? Fell off the table. It was getting ready to make a run. We had the COVID, everything fell off, consolidate. Now we made a move higher going into April as the overall markets found a bottom. Now, since then, we've been higher high, higher lows, riding this upper range of the RSI, the upper range above the 20-day moving average, making higher highs, higher lows. Now, let's come to mid-May, the last week of May after Memorial Day. You can see from the push up past 32 around May 14th, we really broke out heavy and away, diverged away from the 20-day moving average. So you see a pullback consolidate to the mean, doesn't quite touch the 20-day moving average or the trend line, but moves higher, creating from that higher low a new higher high around June 2nd of $45, essentially $45. So then you see the pullback. The Fibonacci retracement comes back to 50%, bounces off the 50% once we hit the 20-day moving average, creating a new range between 42 and 35.50. Now let's look at this week's action. So Monday we saw a huge run up, 13%, super bullish move off that 35.5 bottom. All right, we see a little consolidation pullback, creating that bull flag, and then we break out of that bull flag on Friday with a super bullish close into a short squeeze. I believe is about to happen here on DraftKings, closing with the bullish reversal candle, indicating that we're going higher. So you may think, okay, well, we're at 71 RSI. That's okay. This thing is playing in the upper range of the RSI right now. So 71 is still a little oversold right here. We're getting ready to break out. You're going to start seeing some convergence on the MACD. Okay? So I look for DraftKings to run up to 50 moving into July. I am holding the DraftKings 65 calls because they are dirt cheap. Why do I buy the dirt cheap out of the money calls? Because as this thing runs, that cheaper price is going to double more. So when DraftKings hits 50, those 65 calls that are worth 35 cents are going to be worth about $3. So I feel like that's a great trade for me. I think the DraftKings 50 calls are cheap. I think the DraftKings 55 calls, and these are all July 17th expirations. So I look for us to break above, or DraftKings to break above, the $42 resistance point here this week. And once we close above this $42 resistance piece right here, we're going to be a 45 magnet, 45 to 50. DraftKings up on a down day. It was up almost 3% on a 1.25% down day. That is super bullish. Anytime you can get a stock on that's up on a down day, especially like the down day that we experienced on Friday, and DraftKings wasn't just up 0.25% or 0.5%. It was up 3% on a down day of over 1%. Super bullish sentiment. And look how the candle over candle action is just riding the trend line, bumping right off of it as the trend line grinds there on the 20-day moving average. Guys, I haven't seen a more bullish chart than this. Facebook and DraftKings have very similar setups right now. They're going to break out to the upside, they're going to make new highs, and then they're going to run a little bit as we push to that 330 SPY gap and it gets filled. Let's look at the 1-day 30-minute chart. We're going to back this out to early May into the run-up. We can see where we ran up to 30. We pulled back and consolidated. Here you can see the run up to 30. Boom. We pull back, consolidate to the mean where we make the second higher low. Then we're off to the races straight through 40 to 42. We do the exact same pattern. Consolidate, revert back to the mean. This higher high of 42, 45. All right, retrace, consolidate back to the mean. Remember, we're going to revert to the mean, okay? And right now, DraftKings is riding on the 20-day moving average, which allows us to play on the upper side of the RSI. Now, if we get a break of the 20-day moving average, guys, it's we're falling down to the 50-day. Pretty simple. But we're going to have to really get a breakdown outside the trend line and close below the 20-day, in my opinion. It's going to have to be a pretty catastrophic event probably to have that happen. Some crazy news comes out, and then the whole market just turns down again, but I don't think that's going to happen. All right? So I believe that DraftKings is super bullish, about to break out of this resistance at 42. We get a close above 42. We're up to 45, 45 to 50. We had a bullish close after a big down day. All right, you can see that it bumps 40 right off that trend line. It just drags that trend line on June 19th all day. It comes down from the top of the trend, breaks down, rides the 100-day moving average on the 30-minute chart, and then breaks above the 42 trend line, closes right at the 42 trend line. Super bullish in my opinion. I'm long DraftKings. This is going to be a good play.